Would he do what you do? Would he have your flaws? Would he have your worst traits, your worst habits? Would he eat how you eat? Would he carry himself how you carry yourself? What would Jesus do? Wow. We're bringing it back. This is a classic. I think it was on a bracelet back in the day. WWJD. I remember seeing that shit at Walmart 23, 25 years ago. There was little short films about that phrase, that mantra, how powerful it was growing up in church, but the problem was people were still overweight. They were still sinning left and right. They were still having outbursts of anger. And it's like, what happened to what would Jesus do? And they go, I mean, that's why do you think he died on the cross, you idiot? We just have this sinful flesh. This sinful flesh. That always bothered me, the cop-out. This flesh. It's just so sinful. I just can't help it. That's why he died for our sins. How do you not understand this? Yeah, but you're telling us, all the kids, what would Jesus do? This makes so much sense. Think about that and then go do that thing. Well, yes, of course. Why aren't you doing that? This flesh. I'm so bad. I'm so naughty. Thank you for. Oh man, I'm offending all the people. I just alienated my whole Christian audience, if I have one. If I have some Christian subscribers that just unsubscribed. I'm not making fun of the belief system, the religion. This video is certainly not about clowning Jesus or Christianity. What it's about is how powerful that mantra can be. What would Jesus do? That's very powerful for the Christian that can think about what he would do, and then go do that thing. But if you're not a part of that belief system, you can use that same mental exercise. What's the outcome you're looking for? Is it becoming a ripped ass motherfucker, getting your six pack for the first time in your life, visible abs, veins running up and down your arms and your back and your fucking neck as you're raising your voice like, whoa. If your goal is getting ripped, you go, what would ripped me do? And what's cool about this exercise is it immediately lets you know if you're about that life. It immediately lets you know if you're really ready to make these changes. Because if you've had your calories for the day, you find yourself craving some cookies, some ice cream, an extra indulgence, and you go, well, what would the ripped version of me do? You know it's not having that thing. And your mind goes, well, look, I mean, we're definitely not, we're definitely not doing that shit. Meaning abstaining, resisting. You're like, I'm gonna have the cookie. Well, now you know you're not really as committed to this process as you thought. Because the inescapable truth is action wins. As much as I subscribe to the importance of mindset, speak about mindset, practice mindset exercises, at the end of the day, the motherfucker that doesn't care about any of that stuff but has perfect action, they're going to win every time. There's a lot of people in this mindset space that are affirming, visualizing, I see it in my mind's eye, meditating, listening to subliminal affirmations. They're just attacking all the more esoteric shit out there, right? And then when it comes time to do the right thing, they're like, I just don't have it. That person is going to have 5% of the results the motherfucker has where he just does the right thing. Action wins every time. So the point being, you think about the person you want to become. Is he ripped? Does he have financial freedom? Does he have love in his life? Does he have good relationships, friendships? Does he have a community around himself? And you ask yourself, well, what would he do? If you're a lonely ass motherfucker and every time there's an opportunity to speak to someone and you don't take it, well, I guess you're going to keep being lonely. Are your actions in alignment with the outcome you want? What would Jesus do? But we'll go to think, okay, yes, yes, they would do this thing, but that's not really what I'm feeling today. It's not really the vibe I'm having for the day. I'm just going to go ahead and do this thing, and I'll try again tomorrow. And in the grand scheme of things, from time to time, that might happen. And you've only delayed getting to that highest version of yourself by one day. And that's not the end of the world. But if you do that multiple times a week, or even worse, every day of every week, of every month, of every year, you'll never become that motherfucker. If you can think, what would the version of me do that's already at that end point? It's literally reverse engineering the character, the avatar. It's so simple. And then it's like, I really have to do that thing, don't I? I really have to do that shit. The big one for me is just being less selfish. I'm a little too good at this personal development stuff, at the working out, the training, the dieting, the cardio. I'm a little too good at that, if you know what I'm saying. And when it comes time to step away from that, to give more time and attention to my family or something else, or a different category in my life, I have a big struggle with that. But at the end of the day, I know the people around me are better off if I have the ability to be more selfless. I know my wife is better off if I have the ability to be more selfless. So in that moment, all I have to think is, if I really want to become that person, the absolute best thing I can do in this moment is minus myself, be okay with minusing myself to plus someone else. That's the only way I'll ever get better at it. It's the only way. There's no secret hack. There's no secret sauce. It's doing the right thing. What would Jesus do? So for you, if you want financial freedom, if you want so much absurd abundance, it's like nothing you've ever even seen in real life. It's like on some movie shit. And you're not busting your ass. You're not working as hard as you possibly can. You're not making the right moves. All you have is 2 hours after a long day at your job you don't even want. And even if it's 2 hours of just doing a little bit of research in the field you want to move into, or a little research into investments or whatever, it might not even be something that has an immediate return, but at least you're showing your brain, showing yourself that you do care about this new avenue. That would be the right move to make. But you go, dude, I just worked all day at my bullshit job. I need to fucking relax, man. I need to watch some TV. I need to wind down. I'm stressed. Well, that version of you that's abundant, they're not doing that shit. This is a very powerful exercise. What's the character you want to create? What's the life you want to live? Imagine them, what they look like, what they act like, how they speak, how they carry themselves, their daily habits. Reverse engineer that process. Align your habits with that motherfucker's habits. And it's not going to happen tomorrow. It might not happen next month. But there's just going to be a day. I'm getting the chills because this has happened to me so many times. There's going to be a day where it's just a normalized day for you at this point. You're like cleaning some dishes or some shit. And you look down, you look around at your home, you look at your body, and you go, holy shit, I am him. Isn't that what the kids say? He is him. You're just going to realize that it's happened, it's taken place. This is a very powerful exercise. I invite you to try it out. Let's go.